Hello YouTube and welcome to episodes 10 and 11 in my Oshi no Ko reaction series, wrapping up the first season of said show right here, right now, today. So yeah, as I said last week, that really snuck up on me quite a bit, that this would be the end, and that I need to get a new poll out relatively soon for another show. This happened very quickly. This happened very, very quickly. And I felt like I was just kind of warming up too. I guess that's what happens when you take such a big break after watching the first episode into the second episode. You kind of lose a little bit of that momentum and it feels a little bit brief as a result. But it's okay, we've got an interesting setup for a finale episode here, and I will dive into it right after my YouTube comments. So first comment here today by Land Game BR, who just provides a little bit of a tidbit about Aqua from these previous episodes regarding his girl's preference. Girl's preference? His preference of women. Kind of asked him, you know, if he had any kind of preference, and it makes sense that he'll prefer an older girl considering he's again, 35, 40, something like that, right? So yeah, he would prefer older women, which is better than preferring younger women at that mental age. But yeah, I thought it had some interesting things to say last week around his perception of women and attraction and how that's related physiologically as well as psychologically. I thought that was an interesting point of view. We dive into a little bit more of Aqua's preference-y stuff here with Neilu's comment, which goes into their, I guess, disagreement with my admittedly flippant take on Aqua's reaction to the whole water bottle scene, I guess you would call it. And that's not taking into account Aqua's perspective on things as much, right? Kana just started becoming a huge arsehole to him out of nowhere at a certain moment, right? And he quite likes Kana, as we've seen with previous content in the show. In a previous episode, he mentioned she's really the only one he can talk to without ulterior motives, which is high praise. Yeah, the only one he can be kind of real to. And we see that play out, right? What else is that baseball scene trying to get across, if not that, right? And I guess this is a charitable view, that he's a little bit tsundere, and he actually really, really likes their time together, and that kind of thing, right? She's trying to wear this mask, right, that he is the manipulator, who only ever does things for his own gain, right? But continuously in the show, that kind of falls flat because he's just nice. He keeps being nice to people, right? And I think potentially in the episode, I'm falling for a little bit of this mask, where I'm like, yeah, well, you kind of manipulated her, right? So you get what you reap what you sow, basically. But that's not really it. We can just jump to this reply now. I think that this is apt, right? Where you can kind of read him a couple of ways, with, of course, levels of grey between that as well, right? He's either a total manipulative, toxic asshole who knows everything and is 40 years old and, playing with these kids' emotions and essentially, again, tries to have it all, tries to maintain this close relationship with Kana whilst pursuing this thing with Akane for, again, ulterior motives, but does that make it any better? Or he's just a stupid tsundere softie who's, bad at this and thinks he's good. That's the kind of perspective shift there. And I find that fascinating, right? I will say one thing about the scene, it is brief. It is very, very brief, which I guess tends to make me a little bit more flippant about it. It gives me less time to think about it anyway. It's almost like throwaway. But again, once we've broken it down a little bit more, there's a little bit more here. Maybe the manga is a little bit better in this regard. I would have probably put in a scene from Aqua's perspective in that little scene. Maybe after you finish the Kana part, just panda Aqua and show that he's feeling some kind of way. Or again, maybe it's supposed to be up to interpretation, I don't know. But it feels underwritten to me, personally. Because it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I was like, what gives? It was just kind of a dick there. And I guess Neilu in his comment is probably trying to see the main character in a good light. And he is a good person, as shown with the rest of his actions in the rest of the show, so I don't know. It'll probably come to a head in these two episodes. I have some broad predictions around what a finale to this show would look like based on our setup, so I'll get into that shortly as well. And last comment here by Shin Sasu. I don't have smart things to say, but since next time is the finale, here is a meme. If I had a nickel for every idol anime, in parentheses on idol, because again, I would call Oshi no Ko kind of an idol anime, and I would call what Shinsasu was talking about, kind of an idol anime, not really. So it has misleading marketing about who the main character is, for that idol character to die in the first episode, with 2 survivors being traumatized by that event, the older one who is associated with the color blue becoming all edgy and wanting revenge, the younger one following the dead idol's footsteps, them recruiting more damaged girls for their group, and most characters having traumatic or other issues with their parents. Shinsasu would have 2 nickels. I'm reacting to the other show on the channel currently, so yeah, that's a little bit funny. And this intrigues me too. Like, manga spoilers would involve more relation between the two. I don't know. Is there going to be like a giant spaceship that we have to surf down a mountain in Oshinoko season 2? I hope so. That'd be awesome. Either way, I found this broadly amusing, so thank you. And now just back to our quick recap of episode 9, just giving us a launching point for episode 10. Episode 9 starts with Aqua and Mem meeting with Miyako and Strawberry Productions about Mem joining the group, but there's a big discrepancy, that being Mem's age. Mem's actually in her mid-20s, despite playing a high schooler in all of her kind of outwardly showing media, online presence type stuff. Mem has a fairly normal backstory, which I thought was one of the best parts of last episode, actually. I thought that, you could have made it very dramatic, but in the end it was just kind of real, and I liked that. Either way, she joins the group, very obviously. The rest of the episode broadly follows Kana's motivations, and why she wants to be in this idol group, considering the Akane situation with Aqua. What is my motivation now for continuing to do this? I kind of joined because Aqua called me cute. Does he still think I'm cute? Should I continue with this thing? Is it just going to end in another failure, like many, many other things in my life have ended in failure? Right? Struggling to keep up, wondering if it's all worth it, is where Kana is in this episode. We also have some brief stuff with Aqua and Kaburagi about Eyes Past, and that she was pretty gloomy, then joined a theatre troupe called La La Lai, and then came out all lovey-dovey, ready to go, probably ready to act better as well, which we can put into this as well. Like, maybe she was just acting like she was in love, something like that as well. But either way, we have an inkling that, hey, potentially she fell in love whilst in this theatre troupe. It was relatively small at the time, so that should close down the loop pretty well, you would think. The other interesting connection, of course, is that La La Lai is the theatre troupe that Akane is part of, so it gives us more reason to keep pursuing this Akane thing, and more reasons for Kana to be sad. There's a broad thing in the episode through Mem joining the group and Ruby and Kana trying to come up with weird new idol stuff to do. Like, they're going to figure out who's the center, they're going to figure out what they're singing, going to figure out the dancers, going to perform at JIF Idol Festival thingo. So again, I'm thinking that's broadly a setup for the climax. And the singing part comes at the end. Who's going to be the center? Who's going to be the best voice? Kana says, hey, I'm skipping out on this weird karaoke singing test thing, where the other two do kind of fine in the karaoke before looking up Kana's song. They want to see her bell pepper song or whatever the hell. And they end up finding her music career from when she was younger. And it turns out she has a pretty good voice, and that she's been hiding it the whole time. And she's been a little bit shy. Oh no. So yeah, that's, again, broadly setting up that she's going to be the main center person of whatever performance we have coming up next. So yeah, they now know that she can sing, but she doesn't know that they know that she can sing, and nobody knows she can sing, so it's about convincing her that she can sing. I think that's where we're going. And I guess I'll talk about broader predictions here as well. I believe that we're setting up towards some kind of JAF Idol Festival performance finale thing, right? If I had to structure it, I would say that would come at maybe the midpoint of the last episode, and then some fallout of that and some lead-ons for whatever comes next, because I believe there's more content after this for sure. I believe Aqua's going to have a choice between Akane and Kana, essentially, right? Akane being represented by La La Lai, pursuing the eye stuff, finding out more information there, and actually attending Kana's little idol thing and showing her some support, and kind of reinforcing those initial opinions that caused her to join the idol group. There's going to be a choice there. Are we going to try to have our cake and eat it too? Are we going to try to find out more information about I and see this performance at the same time? It also talks to our I guess, dichotomy between real love and fake love, right? Am I just manipulating all of these people, right? This is what we were talking about before. Is Aqua just manipulating all of these people to get the information that he wants out of them, or does he genuinely care about them? And it's hard to see that sometimes, right? Are we going to get a reinforcement that, hey, this is actually some kind of real emotion here behind what I feel about Kana? Maybe. I would think that he would attend the Kana thing if I was writing it. Let's put it that way. But again, this is all in my head. It could go in like a completely different direction, and it probably will, considering I've been pretty bad at predicting this show, which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I don't know. But I'm going to jump into episode 10 very, very shortly, but not without my shill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord, love Discord, Discord. And yeah, we're jumping into episode 10 of Oshi no Ko right now. Rightio, I have a very dark episode 10 of Oshi no Ko up there ready to go. 24 minutes and 16 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. As always, there will be a picture-in-picture version in the description below, and I'm using the Star Su Gen subs. And yeah, just gonna give it a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god, it's the opening. Every episode starts with the opening, by the way. Gives you some time to think. So were we jumping off like immediately, right? It'd be pretty natural to continue the Ruby, Mem, Kana stuff. Are they going to confront her about the singing career? It obviously didn't end in success, another thing in Kana's previous career that kind of died out. So, like, how's she going to feel about that? I don't know. I even like those shots in the opening, kind of showing the conflict almost between Akane and Kana. Yeah, the Kana Akane thing is almost like Akane being like. Oh wait, no, Kana being like, excuse me. I'll redo the joke. Kana's like, I hate you, and then Akane's like, I don't think about you at all. There's something about Akane and Kana that's in my head. I mix them up quite a bit. Is there also something in Aqua and the word actor? That I keep doing that as well. Camera that looks like an eye. Oh, against her will. Okay. Oh no, she hates it. I will kill you. Yeah, despite, you know, my talents. Even admitting that she's a pushover. No, there's more information here. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, interesting reaction. Oh no, the song was pretty good. I don't know. It seemed like there was some passion there. But why is it still on like karaoke machines then? Anyway, I've never been to karaoke. I don't know how that works, but I'd imagine it'd be like popular songs. Oh, she's a hard worker. Okay. You've been burnt before. Okay. Because we suck. It was epic style. What do you mean? Oh, they started dancing and the atmosphere turned? Okay, they actually got their way. Oh, that's funny. That's rude. Well, yeah, we're going to dive into that probably a little bit more. All right? You'd think so. Oh, look at this tsundere shit. I don't know. Kind of whole show's about the opposite of how you feel and how you're perceived. It's only a few days and they hadn't chosen a center? Who is someone? Oh my god, it's I. Nah, he's. He can definitely work out. Yeah, he might be good at dancing. That was my point. Does he ever take the mask off? Who is the man under the mask? If I take that mask off, would you die? It'd be extremely painful. Oh my, he runs so quick. Okay. Well, the smiling part would be so hard too. Isn't it technically like two like teenagers sleeping with a 25-year-old? That's fine. I guess they're all girls. It's fine. Don't look for shit what isn't. I agree. They got pure like spunk and charisma. Uh, why not? This voice though. I'd like to think I do. I think he's nailing it. That's pretty funny. Okay, I'll talk about this a little bit more. It's a pretty good joke. Defying convention, let's say. I don't know. You can get more fans if you like sing good. For the record, like bell peppers are really yummy. I like just eat them straight out. Call them capsicum in Australia or the rest of the world. I don't know. I'd only really heard bell pepper once. I heard it in like Japanese and US media and stuff. What about bell peppers? Okay. Insane spoiler is that Ack was inside the suit. I don't. Is he like 38? Yeah. Look at that silhouette, everybody. Insane spoiler. Yeah, it's pretty much implied that that's what happened. Oh, water bottle tech. Yeah, it's almost like you're thinking about him constantly. Well, I mean, that's not untrue. Oh, look at her face in the mirror. That's great. That's funny. I was thinking the other day, I don't think I have any memories like before 5. Like, really. Wow. Yeah. But who is talking? Okay. So he puts on the voice? Oh, look at him. He's ripped. I mean, we already knew that, but still. Just put on like a muscle suit. No, only the good ones. Even the voice doesn't sound like Aqua though. Maybe it's like through the mask. Manipulation? Kind of not really. It's nice though. He's doing the right thing. Okay. You have no reason to lie there as well, I guess. I'm trying to like sleep so I'm able to, perform. We'll put it this way: if where are we in the episode? There has to be something that goes like wrong. What was that reference as well? Whatever. Oh, it's like the same line again. Something something I. Look at Mem. Mem's just sleeping soundly. It's my first real go at this. Oh, a very long time ago, yeah. The eyes, by the way. There you go. And then I like died, but I don't think I have either. Really, I have idols that I like. Enamored is always a strong word. Yeah, that was a very nice thing for him to do. I also watched that scene like ages ago. Well, he is an Idol fan. Oh, I love the voice here, like as you're falling asleep. Don't touch me. So do you. Oh, are you running away? That would be some drama. Well, no, there's more going on there. Oh, there you go. Oh, they love that energy drink too. There you go. You got tricked. But did you? You kind of got tricked. Kind of. But it was a good trick. Where's your third, though? Where's Kana? The star stage. Watch them get like upgraded to the main stage or something. Oh yeah. I've got a story about staying up late recently too. Okay, Kana's here. That's good. But I wouldn't imagine she would have slept well. Gotcha. What is that yay? When did he swap places? Did he ever swap places? Camera? Yeah, there you go. Oh, with everybody else? Well, this would be an interesting to introduce some more characters. It actually looks like hell. I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, what's behind all of it? You know? Indeed. Well, that's just how life works. This reminds me of like a sporting carnival. If you ever did like state or rep or something, you'd get into like a room like this where everyone had to change. Just have like a freaking Red Bull or something. You'll be alright. Hmm. I don't think you're nervous about the performance. I think you're nervous about a certain person seeing the performance. That's pretty good. Well, that's great. I do that all the time. I just remembered something. Yeah, here we go. She was like 6. I don't know. Or the face. You could try. Well, I will, but I'll also have no support network. Oh, even reading that, like, abandoned by the parents. Yeah, it's an interesting, like, growing out of something as a child actor. That was good too. Because it's the same as idol work. You grow out of idol work, right? Well, that's a gorgeous shot. Yeah, but it's close to time. You wouldn't get it. I don't know. Do you get cold when you're nervous? Be scared together. It works. Oh, you're carrying their shit too. Okay. That my failure stink will like bring you two down too. Hmm. That's also a really good perspective. Quickly now. There you go. Even if we fail, we'll fail together. Well, they're gonna show us something, right? Nope. Wow. Okay, so we're just like straight into this after the start of next episode. Oh, determination. I love like a fist clenching. Yeah, as opposed to veteran entertainer. Gotcha. Pressure. Yeah, okay. Decent title. Yeah, there was lots of spots there where I wanted to talk a little bit more about certain things. So this should be a pretty extensive little analysis segment, I would say. Particularly like a great shot there at the end of the sunset. I wouldn't have thought that the performance would be at night. I guess I don't know how these kind of things are run. I'm just reading it as kind of like a music festival where all the music is around idol groups, and you're just on one of the smaller stages. Okay, gotcha. I will say the Pierre bit got me. He was just kind of wearing like a tracksuit, and I'm like, okay, I guess he was wearing a tracksuit. I thought his whole thing was like being kind of naked and buff, but it got me. So you know, and it becomes like kind of ironic when Kana's like, oh, it'll be Aqua. Nope, it wasn't Aqua. It was Pierre, but no, it was actually Aqua. Pretty clever. And of course, now he has some investment in seeing that idol show do well. I wonder if we'll jump to an Aqua perspective on everything now. That'd be a good direction to take. Because what is he really thinking through, like, playing as Pierre, right? I do not know. And yeah, jumping into a little bit of analysis on episode 10 of Oshi no Ko. And we're back, and I've written a fairly lengthy summary of what was a fairly involved episode 10. Well, widely enjoyed it, thought it was quite good, building upon all of the Kana build-up that we've had up to this point. I noticed in the episode that continuously, especially towards the second half, we're just building on that pressure. I really think that's a good episode title. Again, building up to this point where Kana kind of lashes out and expresses some of her true feelings at the situation, only for those feelings to be allayed, or worries to be allayed by Ruby in a like a very simple, fantastic line. You're a rookie idol, right? You're not this old school performer. You don't take all that baggage with you. You yourself are a rookie as well, and even if we fail somewhere along the way, that's going to be fun too, because this is a new thing for us, right? We're learning as we go, which I think is just a great perspective to have on life. And just getting a little bit more personal here, it's something I do with this YouTube channel a lot, right? I wish I actually did it more as well. Tried some more things sometimes. I don't know. You go back and you look at those first videos on the channel, they're trash. And I'm sure that if I keep doing this, in a year from now, I'm going to look back on these videos and think they're trash as well. That's where improvement comes from. Continually trying to outdo yourself. At least I think so, a little bit, right? So yeah, that's some great philosophy. But we'll jump back to the start of the episode and discuss things in a bit of an order. There's a great reveal here as well that I quite like as well that I'll talk about. So episode 10, we're continuing straight off the karaoke stuff. We have Mem and Ruby in a pretty hilarious way trying to convince Kana to be the center. I actually really, really like this scene. And I'll talk about it in a lot more detail here in a second. But essentially, it's kind of like a double fake out, which I really like. You think the scene's going one way, and then it goes another way, and then it goes another way. I think that's very good. And the joke here that they're bad singers is the cherry on top, I think. The new Bikamachi then undergo a training camp under the tutelage of Pierre, because technically they are. It's just by proxy, right? He's on holiday. We can't quite get him. We have to get somebody to stand in and act in his place, which is something that gets revealed later in the episode. Kana is feeling more and more nervous as the episode goes on and questions her choices that led her to this point. We then have a small scene in which the masked man, that being Pierre, not Bane, as I implied during the episode, calms Kana down a little bit and gives her some good advice. Kana then even experiences some feelings towards Pierre as the scene unfolds, which I thought was an interesting choice. Until, again, by the end of that scene, it's essentially implied that Aqua is posing as Pierre, which is revealed later. And yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I wonder, again, we're not really doing this la 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 thing at all. I thought there would be some kind of conflict here, and maybe we will jump into an Aqua POV at some point here. That would actually be a very smart decision. Like, start of the next episode, we kind of backfill a few things with Aqua before he sits down and watches this performance and is amazed at what they do. That would be a great framing device for seeing the performance in a third person perspective rather than a first person one through Kana. That's what I would do anyway, and then we can get a little bit more into what he was feeling at this point in time as well. Potentially even reflecting back on that scene where he was having the freaking monster energy. What he was thinking potentially at that point, how long he'd been wearing that mask, how hard he'd been working for them. I also really like the scene where the three girls are sleeping the night before the performance. Kana and Ruby get to talking about their motives and how good it is to be an idol fan, and some allusions to Ruby's previous life. Essentially, Ruby's like, well, I used to be bedridden and very, very sick and had no real hope of doing anything. Then I became an idol fan and things became better. And then there was a specific line from the Doctor in which I'll be your fan in future idol stuff, right? And you could read it very tragically in the moment, right? The Doctor has a pretty good perspective on things, probably knows that she's not going to survive, and still saying this to her, right? It's inspiring, right? least I think so a little bit. And by that point, I think the Doctor is an Idol fan as well, so that fits pretty naturally. It results in some misunderstandings from Kana, but I don't think that they'll go anywhere really. But no matter what she hears from Ruby at this moment, she still remains unconvinced of the performance and if it'll go well and if her being the centre is a good idea. Unable to sleep, she then goes downstairs and sees Aqua take off the mask and reveal that it was Pierre the whole time. This in the episode doesn't really get that much more explored. She can't sleep that night, and that's all this really relates to. I thought there would be a little bit more of a why revealed walkover big scene type thing for it. But there wasn't really. There wasn't even like a reflection on that scene that they had on the balcony, right? And if that was Aqua and how that makes her feel as a result. I don't know. We didn't really get any of that, and I wonder if we will. I wonder if it's just going to go unsaid. It could happen, I guess. Then we get to the day of the festival, and everything in the episode just puts on, or everything in this part of the episode just puts on that pressure more and more. Everyone's nervous. There's a big, like, open area pavilion type jobby where everyone's just kind of, changing and putting on clothes, and there's photos, and everyone's stressed because everyone needs to perform. And yeah, I think they did a good job of making it like tense. And again, this is when we get some of that backstory for Kana, seeing that her previous musical career as well as her previous child acting career have flamed out. Right, she has a track record for flaming out and being a bit of a failure. Right? She takes a lot of baggage with her into whatever the next thing is that she does. There's more and more pressure being heaped on by how enthusiastic Ruby and Mem are, right? Think about Mem's backstory now that we've heard about it, right? Because they were standing over near the door, right, before, when Mem was explaining it. So she's got all this pressure to be an idol. There's a time limit on it as well. We know how passionate Ruby is. Anybody could see it. I have all of these on my back because I'm the center. I need to have a good performance, and as a result, I'm feeling extremely nervous. Kana sees inevitable failure in her future, and we need to change perspective a little bit, right? Ruby gives Kana a new perspective by telling her to let go of the past, be a rookie idol. This is a new thing. We may fail, but we're going to have fun in the process as well, right? Just a shift away from show business to idol work. And this is our first chance at doing something like that. And we end that episode with a determined scene. She clenches her fist and she's ready to go. It's also a big old blue ball because if you just watch this episode in isolation, I don't know how you would do it. I don't know how you would wait a week. I need to see what happens. The whole episode is just building to this thing that hasn't happened yet, So yeah, I mean, I just praised the episode for 5 minutes straight, so it must have been all right. I'm going to get the episode itself up now and go through it again because there's a few specifics that I wanted to go over, but essentially those are my feelings on the episode itself. One of the first shots of the episode that I found really interesting was that this camera lens almost looks like an eye, and eyes are very important in the show. Something about the reflections here. Something about an audience seeing this as well. Very specific first shot. I actually really like it. It all basically builds up to a joke in which they're trying to just film a video and get through it and convince Kana that she's an idol, that she's easy to break down and that she'll just accept it, right? That she's going to be the center at this festival, right? If we just say it in a video, she's not going to tell us to stop, right? She's just going to fold. And in particular, the face of Kana here is quite funny. Yeah, just good stuff, good comedy. And I like how we double back on this by the end of the scene. It's quite good. There's some amount of self-awareness from the characters here. I'm a bit of a pushover when it comes to things like this. Think about me joining the group and Aqua's persistence there. You thought I was just going to be a pushover again, and you guys were taking advantage of that. And she's like, crap, we're on, she's onto us, shit. And I thought that they may have kept this information in the tuck a little bit, but hey, we watched that music video and you were pretty good. Then this here harkens back to a part later in the episode, which is seeing all this negative reception of her and all these opinions change in real time and kind of internalizing these beliefs from the online space. Almost like a Kane situation, right? Very similarly, right? These people online, all of their different perspectives, right, are forming into a new reality that is me, right? Again, all these self-deprecating jokes, right? All the time, right? They just thought it would do well because it sold well. It's fine. It was nothing, It's not even we move on. It's just, yeah, I'm a failure. Whatever. I get it, right? And what I'm also looking at, which is completely unrelated, is the reflection in this cabinet is insane. Like, why even put this here? I guess it helps. Like, the whole scene's kind of glossy, and this really helps. Yeah, interesting. I never really noticed that kind of stuff. Even in the foreground, like, these are really realistic looking backgrounds. Cool. Even this song here, which I believe they use at the end, or at least a leitmotif of it, kind of when she's describing her past, and it's kind of like a tragic, showy tune. I like it. I like it a lot. Even through this portion, Ruby and Mem continue to encourage Kana and say that, hey, you continue to improve, right? But this only results in Kana lashing out. So yeah, this scene takes on a little bit of a dramatic tone, which I think makes the switch later even funnier. Like, I won't be sent as, however many times you ask. And yeah, like, building up to this, like, dramatic scene, like, we won't ask you again, but at least just listen to us sing, okay? And then after hearing them sing, like, after being tormented all day by these voices, she folds. So yeah, they're kind of horrible singers, and through pure spunk, charisma, motivation, everything, they just continue to perform and wear her down. You guys are terrible. I need to do this, otherwise you guys will be embarrassed. But again, this is just heaping more and more pressure on Kana, right? Like, you guys are clearly really passionate about this, that you continue to do these kind of things, and then you're putting all that on me? Because you guys suck. Like, if I'm not here, then you guys don't have anything. Well, at least in the singing department anyway. I need to be the center as a result of this. Yeah, given the situation, it's true it'd be best if I do it. Despite not really wanting to do it, she continues to try and do it. Like, again, pressure. Pressure's a great title. This is where we get Miyako walking in, saying there's only a few more days until your performance, which was shocking to me. I don't know why you would be kind of only practicing now, or really hard practicing now. I guess they were practicing. Anyway, whatever. It seems very soon to choose a center and then go with that. So we need to make a final push. I got you in some support. Kana's like, could that perhaps be Aqua? But it was Pierre, right? And I'll need to go back and check the voice. I don't know if this is Aqua putting, like, Aqua's VA putting on a voice, or it's the original voice again, and he's just really good at acting, where I'm playing the Aqua in the show is really good at acting. I don't really know. And we get some knowledge about Pierre. He's very athletic, we knew that, but he also used to be a choreographer for idols. He used to be very good at dancing. Potentially that's where the physique comes from. Potentially that's where that, like, want to perform comes from as well. And yeah, we get to a small little training montage where Pierre takes them through, again, a training montage. You guys need stamina and spirit and everything to compete against all these other groups you'll be essentially put against. And the hardest part here is, like, remaining, like, having that smile on your face despite feeling so tired. That must be so exhausting. It's very quick, but you basically interpret the entire training montage, like, based on this final shot as well. So it started off with them kind of running behind him, but now they're running with him, so they're improving, right? It's simple stuff like that, but it works. So the other two still have a bunch of energy and are still working into the night, where Kana's kind of over it. Again, probably feeling the pressure. And we get a bit of a one-on-one scene with Pierre and Ruby, which is a real scene. This harkens back to what that one commenter was saying earlier in the video, which was, I feel like the only time that these two can be real is when they're together, right? And Kana kind of comments on it later, like, this conversation feels like supernatural. This just feels like nice. There's no pretense here. The irony, of course, is that Aqua has to do this through wearing a mask due to everything that's gone on in the show with their relationship. Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit ironic there that this is the truest conversation that we've had, right? The best feeling, most natural conversation through a mask needing to be involved, like a literal mask. Again, going into a bunch of stuff I've talked about before as well, the self-deprecating stuff from everybody else around her, continuing to force it onto herself, like considering herself little old me, I can't be the center, right? And yeah, all these lines by Pierre, like, I think you're a great singer, Arima Kana's pretty amazing. There isn't really a scene in the episode where Kana's like, realizes that Pierre is Aqua, and then responds accordingly. I don't think, right? Maybe that's coming later. This is another great subversion, right? So you don't know do you know the first thing about me? And then the eyes, right? And then because it's Aqua, says like a bunch of things that are just like super true about her. There's even, there's a part later in the episode that's like, oh, it's nice that I even have a fan, is what Kana says, right? Again, finding out that this is Aqua should elicit a stronger response in the script, I think. Yeah, even to this day, I still have a fan, huh? Yeah, his name is Aqua. and he was a fan from the start. Yeah, again, then we get into all this stuff like I could actually fall for this guy. Maybe I'll just cast Aqua aside and go for this guy instead, taking on a whole new lens as soon as you figure out what's going on here. I think this is when I started to clue into this little silhouette a little bit more, and like, why is he wearing a tracksuit all the time? I don't know. Yeah, then we start to lay it on pretty thick. Like, I thought he was buff, but he's kind of slim here, right? Like, I initially even said that, hey, it could be Aqua, and that was the big reveal, and then it actually just was the big reveal. I talked about this before. This is like the reflection of the water scene from before. Like, Aqua needing to put on this mask to even do this with Kana at this moment in time, considering how, I guess, rough she is with him when everything else is considered. I don't know, I think this reflects way better on Aqua that he's able to come back even through this mask and continue to support Kana. Like it's truly selfless, right? There's no, I guess, emotional utility to it, relationship utility to it, right? You're doing this behind her back without her knowing that like you're being this nice. Like that's a really good selfless thing to do, and something that only Aqua would do, right? Sees a problem and then goes for the ultimate, most helpful, selfless solution. Again, continuing to build upon the irony, right? Just like all these bad things about Aqua, not compared to that Pierre guy. He's nice. Well, again, same person. I also commented a lot of reflections this episode. I really like this one on Mem that we pan over to later. Yeah, here it's kind of her coming to the realization that like, well, even though I'm senior, you're still not treating me like a senior either. So your whole premise for disliking both Ruby and Aqua is, you know. And also Mem hearing all of this stuff about Aqua, about how they met when they were little and that he used to be nice and now he's awful. It's just making her more and more confused as to what their relationship was like before. This is probably the well, not the biggest reveal of the episode, but the most concrete one so far that it actually just is Aqua. Again, I'm bad with voices. Anybody that's good with voices would realize this is Aqua straight away. And we learned that the real Pierre's on holiday. He's been feeding advice the whole time. That's how this has kind of been working. Like secretly filming their practice and giving the real Pierre some, like, indication of how they're doing and if they're any good. And yeah, in retrospect, like, look how buff he is. Like, how did they not notice? I guess the like baggy tracksuit does a lot. Pierre's kind of amazed that Aqua is able to act as well, that they didn't realize that it was him, right? Again, Miyako's probably in on this as well, you would think, right? Which is interesting. Again, I think we should dive into this Aqua perspective one. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, it shows that Pierre has taken an interest in the girls as well as potentially Aqua's acting ability. Like, I don't know if that'll involve anything in the future, but this guy seems like he's pretty good. Maybe he'll recommend some stuff. Maybe he'll get them into a few places. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a YouTuber for kids, so I don't know if he would have that many connections in retrospect. Again, Aqua's taking the realizations from that water bottle scene, right? She's not going to take anything from me at this point in time, right? If it's coming from Pierre, she'll obediently comply. It's kind of manipulating her, but it's so nice that you kind of don't notice. Right? Oh no, the feelings that Kana has for this have to be pretty complex, you would think, though, right? We then get into this scene, which I think is quite nice. Mem's sleeping pretty naturally. She's not that nervous, at least not that we see. The other two are quite nervous for different reasons. Kana can't sleep because of like actual nervousness, but nervous excitement from Ruby is what we get from her. I don't know what this is. Is this like a real life person, and that's why we need to censor it? Is that a thing? I do not know. And yeah, this is the clash of the scene, right? Like happily excited nervousness and like dread nervousness, right? Like a difference, like even the shadow here, right? Like turning this way into the shadow, you're in the light, you're in the starlight potentially as well. And that's the conflict, right? You're nervous that things are going to go bad, that you have all this pressure on you. You have the dreams and hopes of these two girls on you as well, right? Like, how are you going to cope with that? Where this is the excitement that, hey, this is my first step in a long time, in a long way back, right? When I was, in hospital. I've come from a long way back, Like, this is finally me attaining what I wanted to attain all this time, right? And again, we add on the eye baggage to that as well, right? Like needing to continue in her footsteps, or at least feeling some kind of obligation there. Just the difference in feelings here is quite amazing. Also, the way that not Kana, also the way that Ruby describes her previous situation without going into specifics, like letting the audience know where this feeling is coming from, whilst keeping Kana kind of in the dark. Again, really good scene. And the really funny read that like Kana just thinks that she's like a hikikomori, like she's a shut-in, like that's what she's talking about right now. Just funny stuff. And great stuff with the eyes here, like you see it in this previous shot here, into like this shot here, where it shines up. Upon seeing Ai, and this was just being a fan, how good being a fan is in spreading their joy. And then meeting a certain someone, her first love apparently, who told her that if I ever become an idol, he would be my fan. Which is kind of what's happening, right? He's also a fan of Kana, but, you know, we'll get into that. So yeah, carrying on the dreams of what? A number of people. I, the Doctor / Aqua, as well as her own dreams of wanting to make her way out of the low point in her life up to, like, this is her, like, one step away from attaining her dream of her entire life. Her entire 2 lives. Also, upon talking about this, Ruby becomes calm enough to fall asleep. Pretty good. But Kana, this only worsens things, right? Like, this just puts more and more pressure on me. How sweet this story that now I have to put on my shoulders to perform, to accomplish. With a track record of me just losing throughout my entire life. Or at least she thinks that anyway, right? You have someone who will support you. I have nobody. Everybody that supported me has left. Up to and including my own parents. Interesting. Like, you don't even think... this is the irony as well. You didn't even think Ak was supporting you at this time. He's just been out doing something else. We talk about this a little bit later as well, but like the child actor, growing out of being a child actor, everybody only sees this child actor in me. There's a time limit on doing this kind of thing, and then transferring that same feeling into idol work, which also has this time limit, which also pigeonholes people into one thing. Right? Interesting. Either way, like, she discovers the thing that we discovered before. I like how tired he looks. He's clearly been working hard with the girls. Nice. But yeah, this is shocking to you. We're still waiting for the scene where we reconcile all of this. So, you know. Then the joke of this part of the scene becomes like, where's Kana? And then when Kana's here, the joke becomes, well, she's very sleepy because you two had a great night's sleep, despite being very nervous and excited for this. Where she was just like, she was initially the one that said that she wanted them to go to sleep, or how important sleep was, based on whatever that person said. Yeah, ironic. Good joke. Yeah, like parroting this stat and then panning over to Kana, who hasn't had a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep is a must. Panda Kana. Not getting a wink of sleep. Oh, I missed this. Okay, so she kind of does reconcile this, at least a little bit, right? So, like, Ak was behind the mask. So was he the mask the whole time? Were those nice things that he said to me just like a way of getting something done? Like, did he take on this form just to manipulate us into doing something, right? Was the way he was nice to me also a lie? She's confused about it. Okay, I missed this. This is at least a little bit of an addressment of it. So then we have to go change, and we go to, like, hell on earth. Look at all the pressure building up through the filmmaking. It's good. And yeah, needing to change and do makeup, and everyone's nervous, and yeah. I'm trying to think of other equivalents to this, but yeah. If you've ever done like something performing with a bunch of schools, very similar as well. Yeah, lots of stuff like this. I equated it to doing sport, which is my best frame of reference from when I was younger, but like similar, very similar. Like a sports carnival, you know? This is even like Oshinoko, like take a picture of that. That's the whole show, right? So in the picture, in the frame we see right now, like the idols are acting normally. It looks like they're fine. They're putting on faces. They're potentially lying. And then behind this whole screen, again, behind the lie, what's it actually like? Kinda hell on earth. Kinda. And of course, when you're more successful, you don't have to go through all of these things, but how do you get to that point? There's the rush to the top. Again, pressure. Miyako and Kana have a small scene here in which Kana says that, oh, I'm not nervous, it's fine, I'm gonna be okay, when she's actually really tired and nervous the whole time. Like, leave the other two to me, I'm not nervous, it's fine, I'm putting this all on my shoulders, I'm experienced here. Yeah. And when this all breaks down by the end of the episode, so many people's jobs resting on my shoulders, right? So many people's expectations. I have to deliver on those expectations, all those that place their faith in me. And yeah, she continues to remember something unpleasant, right? Potentially the last time she tried singing and it didn't really go anywhere and like kind of like sputtered out and did nothing. Like, why? Where's the evidence to say this won't happen again? You know? Ooh, staff in the audience to make it a little less empty. Ooh. Okay, that's a good line. Not selling a single thing, not selling like a single CD. Oh my god. And then everyone just like casually dropping her. We're gonna put this on the back burner. We're gonna come back to this later. They never come back to it. Like just these lies. The static, the grey on like the memories, like she wants to forget them, but she remembers herself in those moments very vividly, and the colour. That's what I'm reading this as anyway. Continuing to ask for jobs despite growing out of that child agency. Seeing this is her parents abandoning her as well, right? Even though that's not really the case, they've got other bigger fish to fry and they're still supporting her from afar. But they're going to go back to the grandparents' place, right? Because the dad is sick, the grandfather. Yeah, and then internalizing all of these feelings, including the ones online, where she's unwanted, where she doesn't have any appeal, where all of these things, right? Like, this has become who I think I am now. This has turned into self-deprecating remarks, you know? And now I'm relating this into the Akane stuff, right? Where people told Akane to kill herself a bunch of times and that she was worthless and a bunch of other mean things. So she started to believe it. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but this tracks. Oh, then we get into probably the most gorgeously framed scene of the episode, at least. Like feeling that she has to do something despite her not thinking that she's up to it, right? Like, I'm the only one that can do this and I have to do this, and so many dreams are kind of like riding on this. We also see, again, sunset, right? Okay, so let's talk about sunset. Sunset is an ending. Sunset is something coming to a close. One portion of one's life coming to a close, potentially, being replaced by stars. Interesting. So we're talking about stars a lot through the rest of the show, right? Being a star. What does that mean? You're the moon in the grand metaphor as well. Think about that little song. Sun. Sun stressful, heat, bringing down into night. Contrast that with dreaming and sleep. Okay, there's something going on here for sure. The sunset was specifically chosen, and it's you have to notice it. Look at the colors. It's one of the most noticeable like things here. And I think it really works as a metaphor. You can also be represented by stars. Stars coming into the scene, and you becoming the moon. The moon representing singing career. Okay, yeah. Good analysis / framing, everybody. We did good. Either way, this is funny now. Ruby's very, very simple, so now she's super nervous as opposed to being excited before. And it's one more thing that Kana sees that she has to put on her shoulders, right? Now you're nervous as well. Oh god, this is another thing that I have to fix. And Ruby grabs her hand, right? Where Kana turns away her head, says, "I'm not that nervous. I've done many of these things. I've done show business before. This is fine." Everyone is so quick to lie. Again, bringing in these central themes of Oshinoko into the picture, right? Everyone's so quick to lie. Coming to that like immediate realization that she's as nervous as I am. So Ruby knows that Kana is just as nervous as she is right now upon holding this hand. I didn't know that cold hands were like a nervousness thing, but anyway, like it works for the scene. And yeah, Ruby tries to encourage, right? Puts me at ease knowing that you're scared too. Like, we're scared together. Let's be scared together and pursue this together, right? And then we get to the heart of the problem, right? The heart of the problem isn't that I'm going to go out there and perform and fail. The heart of the problem is that you two are going to be there too. I don't find solace in being up there with a group. I just find I'm carrying everybody else's weight as well. Like, I think of myself as a failure. So if I go up there and fail, and I fail, personally, fine. But if I'm ruining their dreams as well, causing more people that have now supported me to potentially run away from me as well, building upon those abandonment issues as well, yeah, a lot of stuff in the episode is building towards this part of the scene, right? Like, I feel like this episode's really well written, very much so. Probably more so than some of the other episodes, for sure. Like, I'm afraid of like sending my failure stink out to everybody else, right? And yeah, this is reassuring, right? So Ruby takes a moment, considers some stuff. So I don't know about your child actor days. I don't know about anything else you've done before this, because to me, you're just a girl. There's no pressure to perform here. There's no expectation based on your child acting successful days, right? Something you probably internalize that you're going to be a star. You're cute and hardworking, just another rookie idol. You have nothing else here. You're starting from zero again. So it's only natural for us to fail. Let's go and fail. If we fail, that's cool too. This is good for Kana, right? She sees failure as an end. She sees failure as shit, well, I can't do that anymore. She sees it as like a door closing. Where, again, just a small shift of perspective is that from every failure, we learn something else and learn to succeed again. Who's to say we can't try again, right? It's never too late, right? You know? And then taking her hand, like running with her. I'm doing protagonist shit, and you're gonna come along. Also, yeah, the like being wanted as well in this, right? Instead of people like leaving you and you being alone, somebody grabbed your hand and took you along for the ride. The joys of being in a team as well. And yeah, like fist clenching right here, determination. Here we go. This is the start of me, rookie idol Arimakana. And that's episode 10, Pressure, ladies and gentlemen. One of my favorite episodes for sure. I just like how everything comes together here. There's some smart plot decisions, there's some smart character decisions. Upon realizing the whole sunset moon star metaphor thing, I think that's become pretty engaging as well. We'll continue to watch for things like that. Yeah, good. It was very good, and I'm really ready to jump into episode 11. So I'm going to bring it up shortly. Again, broad predictions. I think we're going to jump into like an Aqua POV type segment and see the performance from his perspective and how amazing it'll be. So yeah, we'll watch that here and now, and then maybe last 10 minutes of the episode will be like epilogue-y stuff for leading on to more content. Rightio, I have the season finale for Oshi no Ko up here ready to go, that being episode 11, 23 minutes and 11 seconds on it as well. Is it a sign? Maybe, if I don't fucking bump my desk. Anyway, Starsage subs, picture-in-picture. I'm sure you guys know the deal, and we're going to jump into episode 11, the last one here and now. Just going to give it a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1, go. It's the opening. I knew it was going to be the opening, so I'm not really surprised. And I am recording. That's another good thing as well. You know, it'd be like a really tacky thing if we saw like Eyes Ghost or something. That'd be funny. Like, yeah, I guess there's one question about the whole premise of the show is that why did this reincarnation thing happen? Right? I don't know. Does everybody reincarnate? Well, evidently not, otherwise people would be talking about it with each other. So what was special about Ai? Upon Ai dying, does she get to reincarnate as well? Maybe. How old were Ruby and Aqua when she died? Like, still like babies. So like 2 or 3? I don't know. Just food for thought. Like, why introduce the supernatural element and then not use it again, is my thought. Oh, interesting. I saw he pulled up the zipper. That was Piayon. Okay, and that was Aqua. Yeah, cool. Okay, the opening kind of hides some stuff. That's cool too. Performance. It is nighttime. Who are these losers? Who the hell's Mana? Oh, okay. Like a weird third-person character? I wonder who's the cute character you wanted to see. Who is the hellish one? Oh, because it's hot? She's a YouTuber. Well, yeah. Well, yes. Well, yeah, I know them from back in the day. It's like the old school otaku. This is a very interesting framing device. Okay, cool. Just a bunch of like third-person characters. Like a fan perspective, yeah? Okay, cool. There they are. Performing at 6:30. Would still be quite hot. I don't know what time of year it is, of course, but, you know. Oh, I'd be so nervous. Oh my god. Song? Okay, nice. Soundtrack. People have shirts and merch? What are you talking about? Alright, where's Aqua? Find me Aqua, please. Get him with the glow sticks. Who's gonna be holding the color, right? What color are you? Oh, okay. Sure. Really? I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, sure. Who's got that white glue stick? Okay. Production style change. I mean, yeah, it's natural that they'll want to pop off from an animation perspective. Ooh. Okay, that looked like really good. The camera's going crazy. I didn't see a lot of white. This looks insane. Love a good 2D dance sequence. Nope. So, yeah, Kana's kind of getting outshone at the moment. Well, yeah, it's only natural, right? Look at the eye. Do you guys get 2 songs? Or was that it? He's got the red. Well, reborn. Yeah, but where's your white glow stick? We built up the white glow stick. Oh, okay. Get a second song. Okay, I was hoping for this. We never get a second song. Nope. There's one. What? Well, yeah. Okay, I thought that was going to be the reveal. Oh my god. That's a great shot. Oh my god. Scary mom. Thank you. I mean, it was set up really well. Yeah, great. Okay, great. All of them. Look at him go. Yo. Well, he's been doing it from a young age. Sure. Oh, not the wink. He loved it. Okay. Wait, what was that? There was a character there. This warrants further investigation. Alright, you guys did great. They blue-balled you with that scene, didn't it? Okay, you got one fan with the fucking buck teeth guy. Well, yeah, that's the thing about being like an idol group, right? Everyone has their own favorites based on the qualities they like. There you go, you guys did well. You didn't see me? There you go, you did see me. Ooh, another great shot. Doga Kobo, everybody. Jesus. Like, the amount of money pumped into this thing must have been insane. Awkward. Oh, I like how quiet it is contrasting with the idol stuff, though. It was Poggers. Oh. Okay, Sundere. No, they got along really well. Oh. Yeah, I've been too busy. Alright. We're clearing everything out. Great, okay. Okay, this is good too. Oh, I always knew this. Well, she did, no. And then she's all touchy-feely, huh? Yeah, she figured it out. Now you understand. Yep, you caught up. Yep. Okay, because Mem has all the knowledge about what happened on set as well. Right, gotcha. Great. Okay, that was fantastic. Like coming to that realization. Light staff promotion. What is that going to be? On what? On what? Tell me. I don't know, maybe in a Sundere. Okay, we're gonna be cute about it. There you go, you won. Well, I mean, also, I kind of saved Akane from killing herself as well. So I do like helpful things like all the time. Well, you did. You thought I had such a talent. Oh, Sun Sun. Ooh, evil man. The eyebrow. He wants to always argue. What do you mean by old self? Like when he was a baby? Well, she'll have the opportunity to do so. I just wanted to see more information about that. Tokyo Blade. Alright, cool. Very, very popular shonen manga adaptation. Cool. That has a popular anime as well. Look at this character's design as well. Oh my god. Oh, it's a stage thing, is it? Okay, so it's a stage adaptation. Weird. Kendaichi. I've got the perfect person. Theater, huh? Okay, sure. Stage acting. Together. Finally. Look at these evil motherfuckers. I love this logo too. It's giving me like Final Fantasy. Alright, and there's your like Instagram photo. Gotcha. Needed this. Yeah, and then you got the Lorelei connection. Yeah, the eye. Yeah, gotcha. Sweet. On stage, that almost looks like Aqua and Akane. Yeah, I remember. I even took notes on the thing. Oof. Hey, yeah, maybe that budget spent on that dance starting to pay dividends. Well, not pay dividends. Starting to show its cost. Yes, that was the exact same scene, but thank you. Oh, insane. Yeah, 2.5D play. I've never heard of that. I saw that term before. Okay. Interesting. Great. Okay. So we're taking the love triangle to the. Yeah, like me. I'm stalking you. Shut up. But also good advice. Insane rivalry. What is this? What is this? I mean, they alluded to this. Blue and red as well. Great. Okay, thanks for stalking me. Bye. Throw a drink at her head. This music, too. Well, the tide changed eventually. What is this, like, shonen training arc? This is crazy development. Oh my god. Yeah. What are you going to lose, right? Cool. That's your setup for the next arc, ladies and gentlemen. If you wanted to read the manga, jump in there. Oh, it's this guy. I know you. Do I know you? I don't know you. Who is you? Who is boy? You. I know you're. Somebody had a silhouette earlier, too, looking at the performance. Okay, Ruby. Oh, to the grave. Crow? I know. Become famous act man. Well, you won't become an idol, you'll become an actor. But sure. Unique ED? Okay, Bunny. That's an insanely good setup for what's to come next. It's full of drama, eh? Indeed. So not a unique ED, but kind of a unique ED. At least some unique art. It looks quite nice. Gotcha. And is that it? Seems like that's it. Interesting. A few things. Did really much happen? Kinda. It was just kind of resolution stuff. I don't know if I'll have much to. Don't even know if I will write anything down, to be honest. Don't think there's much point in it. Kind of just everything you thought would happen happened before moving on to some really broad setups about what comes next. So. I wonder how it's structured in the manga if we get like similar preview things or they're just a, quirk of it being an anime and teasing another season. But yeah, this setup there is about as direct as you can be, right? Characters I have questions about still, though, right? This seems like it would be a perfect opportunity to include Frill. I don't know how you get. Is her name Minami? I don't know how you get her into the story. It just seems like they were introduced early and then we just didn't know what to do with them. Don't know. I do not know. But this would be a perfect opportunity to get Frill involved, right? Isn't she like a famous actress? Right? Or like everything. She does like fashion too. I don't know. I like her. I think she's funny. I wish she was in the show more. Cool, and jumping into a little bit of analysis on episode 11 of Oshi no Ko. So yeah, that was episode 11 of Oshi no Ko, and also the first season of Oshi no Ko coming to a close there, and I would say that both ended quite well. Both were quite good, if I'm to use words correctly. Yeah, it ended about the way I expected, right? We basically did everything that I said we would do, especially with structure, with the performance making up the first half of the episode, really, before a little bit of epilogue stuff on the performance, before introducing some concepts for the future. And a lot of it is executed quite well. They did a lot of like blue ball tingling stuff, pardon my French, where I knew Akka was going to show up, and I knew he was going to show up with a white glow stick, the one white glow stick in the sea of the rest of them, right? But he did have the other two in the other hand too, which was good. So yeah, that was structured about how you would think, and the more interesting stuff, and this is probably going to get like people that finish an anime then go and read the manga immediately. This is going to get them to go like crazy. I'm so keen to see whatever the hell the next thing is. So it's a stupid fucking shonen adaptation, right? Well, it seems like it's a little bit more nuanced than that. It seems a little bit more rooted in some kind of tradition and may have some weird BL potential elements, or maybe that's just a fandom doing that kind of thing, because they do. Look at My Hero Academia for for evidence there. But yeah, we're also pitting Akane and Kana against each other, which again has been broadly pretty well set up, whilst also continuing the investigation storyline. Ruby's kind of again left to the wayside. Ruby had some stuff to do here though, which was good. There was also some stuff that I don't know if we're meant to, but it implied that I was now a crow. What are they trying to say there? Crows are like death. Weird. I'll need to have another look at it anyway. There's also broad setups for future characters. We get a lot of looks at designs. I could give some brief thoughts on what I think the utility to the plot will be. There's also a silhouette at an idol show that I wanted to have a look at, because I don't know who it is. But yeah, I think I'm just going to dive in. It was good. It was about what I expected. I don't really have much else to say beyond that. It was just really well executed. The animation, great. It's really good. I think this episode succeeds because of episode 10's really good setups, though, as well, and the rest of the show by proxy as well. It's been really cohesive. So the first thing we do in the episode is shift perspective to two separate characters that are going to attend the show. I'm seeing this as shifting the perspective to a fan perspective, almost mirroring the start of the show with a lot of the eye stuff. Think about like the first scene where we see like the doctor saying like "eye's really cool" whilst watching that show. Right, we shift immediately to that fan perspective, but now, like, it's flipped. The people that were once the fans are now the performance. So I'm thinking maybe the silhouette later on, and I could just kind of compare. I'm thinking it was just you, because you've got a very specific haircut, right? Where you noticed a cutie, and you're going to go and watch the cutie on the stage. Yeah, I mean, is this just you? I do not know. It could be. I'm going to say it's just you. Okay, that could be that mystery solved. Yeah, from this perspective, yeah, it's just you. Gotcha. So they call that stage the Hellish stage. It's stupid hot up there. It's seemingly on the roof, which is a cool place for it to be, right among the stars. It's the Starlight stage. But they're against the elements as well, which I thought may have come up a little bit more than it did. Then we shift to a group of pretty prototypical idol fans, right? They're more leaning on the otaku side, I guess. Bandolier of glow sticks as well, which is something we have seen previously as well. Or was that Symphogear or this? I've definitely seen the term bandolier of glow sticks before, which is quite funny. So here's the structure. This guy likes mem, right? And this guy heard of the reality show, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll go check it out, because they're just kind of at the festival looking for time to kill, right? And then they hear that it's called B Komachi, or at least this guy hears, right? And he remembers old B Komachi, and will now be a comparison point between what I used to be like and what they are like now. Yeah, kids these days don't know, huh? Right? And then he tells you to check out some absolute trash from the 2000s. That's normally how this interaction goes. Anyway, yeah, the senior guy remembers how it was back in the day and how special I was. And again, will become a comparison point for mainly Ruby. Will Ruby accomplish that same thing? Specifically focusing on the starry eye. Get it? Eye. Get it? Starry. There's the one starry eye that Ruby has. Gotcha. Cool. Makes a lot of sense. Even this, right? So she's explaining how, like, I was the best part of the group, why she was the one that made the group work, why she was the star, the brightest star in the sky of everybody else, right? She shone like that. Oh, and then there's something about this shot that just makes me so nervous. Right here, right? Just like, you're on in 5. Oh my god, the nerves. I'd be going crazy. There's a decent turnout because, again, Mem's an influencer, so she's got a lot of fans. They would show up to something like this because that's how influencing works. Not always, but if you're a cult of personality, you can get away with it for sure. Look for recent news of influencer live events for what I'm talking about. But hey, what was I going to say? This is a pretty easy setup. Like, I don't know who wouldn't see this coming if you had seen media before. The setup with the glow sticks into Aqua holding said glow stick. Even upon seeing the glow sticks, I'm like, okay, this is a reference to the first episode when they were babies and they were doing the glow stick thing as well. Gotcha. Same type moment that it was for I, that now it is for Kana, right? Seeing that despite everything, that they have true fans swinging those glow sticks around, right? Whoever those true fans may be, if that feeling is parental or if their feeling is romantic, right? I hope that I doesn't have romantic feelings for her babies. That would be bad. So I'm pretty sure that I'm talking about Aqua and Kana. So you want to be red, like I. You're yellow because your like main color's yellow, and then you're just white. And I don't get the thing they talk about with the white glow sticks. Like, white's a bit of a faux pas, maybe. They're seen as special, so people tend to cry foul and fight over them. Okay, weird. Like, I'd never heard this in my life, so sure, go off, I guess. White's an important color. Alright, let me jump into the dance, which is broadly very good. Like a lot of the animation the show has been. Like, one of the best parts about the show has been the character movement. It's just been exquisite. I'm sure somebody can talk about it in way more detail. The thing that I wanted to bring to it is that normally in idol shows you will see a prevalence of CG. I'm not saying they're not using CG in here because I'm just genuinely not in the know enough to tell you. But the movement's definitely 2D, I could tell you that. There isn't a 3D model here moving around. It is in a Zombieland Saga type situation, which had very, 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 very bad animation in its performances, which was, again, a detriment there. It's not even... It's probably the best one of these I've seen in a long while. Symphogear does a lot of this, a lot of great 2D animation in their performances as well. That I've noted whilst reacting to those episodes as well. Again, as always, my greatest point of reference is Love Live, and comparing it to the newer Love Live stuff, which does have a lot of CG. Even though the CG is really good, I will take the 2D every day of the week. That's not to say that there isn't fucking fantastic Love Live performances, both in... What are the ones going on at the moment? Nijigasaki and Superstar. Both are fantastic. I think there's something new coming out as well, but yeah. So yeah, I'm predisposed to liking this, and it is very good. Now, the quality of the music, however, I probably like the second song better. This one's a little bit more sassy and in your face, a little bit more idol-esque, a little bit more full of character. I just think the overall production of it could be ramped up a little bit. I think they have to fit something like this into a minute and a half and kind of struggle as a result. Like, the question here is always, like, would I see myself listening to this in my own free time? This is a great face, by the way. And as of right now, no. Where I listen to a lot of idol music, so, I mean, it's not a big enough part of the show for them to need to focus on it like a super amount. It's good. It's just not fantastic. Like, for a direct frame of reference, I think I think some of the songs that they bring out for Kaguya-sama are far superior. That is an incredible show, by the way. Jesus. Yeah, they just pull songs out of their ass and they're incredible. Anyway, I should talk about what's going on. So throughout this performance, right, and I'm happy we did like a 2-performance setup. Kana's remarking that a lot of the fans have the yellow glow sticks. They're all here to see Mem, right? And then the performance changes somewhat as Ruby starts to take control, right, and show off her starlight qualities, right? Her qualities like I don't know how the glow sticks work. Do people change over their glow stick to a different color? I do not know. And so the problem here, right? Like, look at the face compared to everybody else's face during the performance. She's like, they would be happy if Mem was the center. Why am I even here? I'm failing. I'm a failure. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of those same feelings from the previous episode. Part of which, when we go into it later, when we do another quickfire run on the Kana backstory feeling abandoned, needing one fan type stuff. I feel like it's a little bit excessive. I think they did a really good job of that previous episode. I'm guessing, so most people won't watch these two episodes in tandem, or most people didn't, right? Most people will watch it one week and then watch it the next week. So you do need to reinforce stuff like that, I guess. Okay, fair enough. But just a quirk of how I'm watching it, I guess. We Are Star Train is the name of the song as well. I've been casually reading the lyrics, checking to see if there was much of anything, really. I might go back to that verse and have another look quickly. Yeah, I don't think there's much to it. If people can find meaning in it, sure. Just sounds like happy-go-lucky idol song. I found way more in the ballad from a couple episodes ago that Kana sang. Either way, that like this guy turns basically that like when Ruby starts popping off and doing her thing, this is when this guy is convinced that B Komachi will be a good group and is worth the time investment. So yeah, Kana now lamenting the fact that Ruby is shining so bright. At least she was able to facilitate this. That's good. Like the way that she's working the crowd is fantastic, right? Starting now, she'll start to steal hearts, and then okay, relating this to potentially like Kana's downfall, right? Like I've seen other people around me progress past me. This is just another version of this happening right before my very eyes. Like, why am I even here again, right? I just want one fan. So the thing about the songs as well is, as of right now, they're just using B Komachi songs, right? So of course they're not going to be related to any of the current struggles of the cast. That wouldn't make any sense. So it's not a Symphogear type situation where what they're singing is inherently important to what's going on, right? It's just an idol song. Don't try so hard, right? Well, we're the idols just for you, and relating that to the Aqua stuff, right? Like I need a single person who looks at me like that. That's something. So then we go into a bit of backstory again, and this is the part where I feel it's a little bit excessive, but let's give it a fair shake regardless. We're using a lot of funeral imagery, like something is dying, right? And again, we used the sunset last episode, but this is a moving on. This is like the old Kana is dead. I'm like the new Kana. That's what I'm reading this funeral imagery as anyway, right? Like it is also dark and kind of there's a filter on it. It's meant to show that it's kind of fucked up, right? Where my mom and manager abandoned me. I have abandonment issues. I've been crying out for attention, for somebody that needs me, for somebody that wants to see me, right? Like through various aspects of my life, both personal and professional. Yeah, you're just looking for somebody, anybody, that will support you and be your fan. And then there it is. He did it. Again, I've been through it. This is broadly very predictable. It doesn't mean it's not a great moment. It's just fantastic. This is exactly what you want to happen, and it's exactly what does happen. Stuff like this doesn't need to be unpredictable. This is good. This made me feel like warm and fuzzy. That's what we want. And then, yeah, probably, ironically enough, the most impressive animation is probably on him swinging the frickin' glow sticks, especially the smears there on the sticks too, which is why glow sticks are cool. And the song lyrics broadly being about fandom as well, right? Linking into what's going on here. This is a great pop-off moment. It's great for Aqua. Links back to the stuff when they were toddlers for I, building upon that same moment. It's just good. It's cohesive. It's well timed, even if a little bit late. It's good. I love the faces here too. Hang on, let me grab them. This, and this. Yeah, brilliant. Especially, she's so nervous. Yeah, just great stuff. Part of this I like as well is that we're having so much internal conversation, like as Kana, as this performance is going on, almost like this performance they've practiced enough to the point where it's second nature. Just shows how far they've come. It's good. Yeah, okay, let me just frame by frame a lot of this. Hang on. So we go from here, where this is part of the song, the love heart, right? Which is very obvious. Then the dance, which is just very active, swinging the camera around. We're the idols just for you, right? I'm going to make you love me, point at him, and then wink, and then he's enamored. He loves it. Just all very quick. That was like 5 or 8 seconds or something, and a lot is conveyed. It's very, very good animation. Yeah, that was good idol song, everybody. I like the second one more than the first one, I think. And look at the smiles. Look at the, they're breathing hard. The heat thing didn't really come into it, but whatever. This is good. It was well executed, and we're only like 8 minutes into the episode. We even bring up this like buck-teeth guy again, and he's like, I'm gonna be like Kana's fans. Or Kana fan. I'm gonna be her fan. All three can honestly be stars in their own right. She lit up after that second song and really got the crowd moving. They may make it big under that one big star. Even Kana's like done really well here. They loved it. It was good. And then this is just great from an audio perspective. We bring the mix like right down, like nothing, like no music, like slight ambience of like tapping on phone and like slightly muffled audio getting into car and driving away. Such a quiet scene contrasting the one that was very loud. It's just very good. It's a very personal moment as a result. And of course, you're very nervous about the whole thing considering, the whole glow stick debacle. This is another just fantastic shot for no reason. Like, let me grab that again. Yeah, to this. Like, why does that look so good? Something about the light hues and the two sets of the background and the movement there. It's just, and it's blurry enough that you don't notice how maybe unrealistic the movement would be. I just think it's really good. Yeah, lighting in this show has been just one of the absolute top points for it, for sure. Yeah, that was great. Just like a full 15 seconds of silence before asking what he thought of the performance, right? Almost like an awkward silence, but also like just like the calm after the storm. And then they have a tsundere off, right? These two, where it's like, oh, what did you think of the performance? Yeah, it was all right. You got to give us more credit than that. Well, I think you guys will do more better performances in the future, so I'm saving my compliments for then. Like, getting her to want to perform more as well. That's great. And also implying that I'm going to be at every one of your future concerts as well to be able to tell you, right? How romantic. Miyako can read everything that's going on here. Again, she's been around the block. She knows what she's doing. Mem is like, what the hell is going on between these two? I thought they hated each other. That's not what's going on here. It's actually the opposite of that. And yeah, okay, this is great, right? So Miyako again knows everything. I say that line a lot in a lot of my series actually, but anyway. Hey Aqua, how are things going with Akane? I haven't seen her since. It's a work relationship. We've discussed doing some weird publicity stuff for Instagram and that. And then Kana immediately changes tact. Oh yeah, Akane wouldn't ever actually fall for you. Don't get ahead of yourself. Like, puts on that know-it-all type face immediately. When that was one of the biggest like motivators for your, like, I guess arc over the past 3 episodes. Yeah. Funny. Like immediately touchy-feely as well. So yeah, if you know, you know. And then Mem figures it out all very slowly, right? And then thinks about it again. So she has feelings for Aqua, but then what's going on between these two? There's some kind of triangle forming between 3 different colors. I wonder if this will get explored in future seasons. Yeah, just the framing on Mem there, like her coming to the realization that the audience already knows and having like these funny faces as a result. Like here. It's just good. That's just great comedy. That's good content. It's very good. Because again, she has the context with Akane that shows why Akane likes Aqua. So now she's just learning about this and she's part of my idol group. What's going on here? It's good. It's good stuff. And then, yeah, about what I predicted, the last 10 minutes of this episode is basically just set up for future stuff. So, there's a new role on the horizon, and she'll get to work with Aqua again. And then we pan immediately to Kana confronting Aqua about the whole Piayon mask thing, right? It just becomes cute. I don't think I need to overanalyze it too hard. Like, it's just, oh, you wouldn't listen to me if I didn't have the mask on. And then you're like, oh, you wanted me to talk to you? Oh, and again, they're having a tsundere off. It's great. You weren't talking to me, so I had to wear the mask. Oh no. Isn't that cute? You did all this just for me? Oh, she loves it. Oh, and then, yeah, so she goes too hard to make him like pissed off, and then they just piss each other off. It's great. It's like a real relationship. So again, yeah, I get what, if we just left it a little bit with the one comment that says like the motivation, then I would have got it. Because, like, this is clearly, like, the real them. He's not putting on any guises right now. She's not putting on any guises right now. They're just being real, right? But also, in the process, like, annoying the shit out of each other. It's just great. It's great. Like, I understand why water bottle scene is the way it is now based on Aqua's actions over the past 2 episodes. Yeah, look at them. They're bantering. It's great to see that they've made up. But of course, you're still nervous, right? Because don't worry about it. My brother's just like that. Unless someone can square off with him like that, his relationship with them won't last long. So Akane, you gotta fight. Got to fight for this. Like, seeing him with Kana right now reminds me of the old him, which I'm guessing is him from when he was like a baby before Ai's death. Yeah. Akane, you're in a bit of strife here, hun. That's basically what Mem's saying. Cool. So then we start talking about Tokyo Blade. So, all right, let me set this up because a lot of this rest of the episode is just setting up what is happening here, right? Cool. Tokyo Blade is famous IP. It is big manga. It is, I don't know, what's your best Demon Slayer? Is it a Demon Slayer, or is it something a little bit more highly thought of than that? Not that Demon Slayer isn't, but you know what I mean, though, right? Is it like a shonen or something a little bit more, prestigious? I don't know, but it's popular enough to have an anime that's doing gangbusters and a manga that's selling records. So it's very, very good. We're thinking about doing a stage show for it, a 2.5D, I'm guessing multimedia type thing. Weird. I've never heard of this in my entire life, but it is a great melding of acting and stage. Great. It seems to be some kind of broad love triangle thing, even if you could call it that. Maybe the fans just think it's like that, around like a demon guy and a princess and like this other guy, and I don't know. I think they imply that Kana's playing a boy, which is interesting. Yeah, cool. So here's your poster, right? Here's your 3 character designs. This is probably better, right? Like who is you? Who is you? Right? Because I thought that Aqua was boy. Maybe boy is someone else. Oh no, they're doing like Supreme collabs with the. That's great as well. Okay, good. All right, we'll figure out the characters later on when we see which one's playing which. I like this guy though. This guy's like the gung ho guy that got the rights and is probably going to run some stuff. But we do see a character later on that I wanted to maybe talk about if I can find him. That guy. Hang on. This guy. Who is this? Is this the same person that's here? Or is that somebody else? Because this looks like a mangaka or something. He's got a lot of art, right? Are we going to do like the mangaka involved in like an adaptation again? That was something we've already kind of done with Sweet Today. And of course, there's some other characters. I'll talk about it. Let's go back to where we were. We have Kaburagi and this guy looking at this rando poster for this thing. Oh my god, it's super shonen. Look at it. Oh my god. The Shibuya conflict arc. It's just Demon Slayer. Okay, it's just Demon Slayer, everybody. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're like event management company. So maybe guy with glasses later on is the one that's going to be directing, maybe? Because you're just like the manager of the event. So yeah, we're going to rotate the stage 360 degrees, make heavy use of CG, and bring the atmosphere of the manga to life. And we're partnering with Lalala for the actors, right? So again, bringing all the storylines together. We're integrating Kana into the storyline of the acting stuff, which is the storyline of Akane, which is the storyline of Aqua trying to figure out what happened with Ai. Just good. We're bringing coalesce, make something that has all the characters in it that's interesting. Kindaichi-san as well. I don't know who that is, but they sound important. So we're going to cast like Akane, because she's really good and she does theater, and she's part of this company, this this troupe. Now we need somebody hot. Let's get Aqua. And of course, Kaburagi is now suggested both Kana and Aqua. Gotcha. Yeah, so it ends with a mutually beneficial proposal that's going to make these kids bigger stars. That's good. We now see Akane, who has grown her hair out slightly, seemingly. Weird. I like it, though. And they did their Instagram picture, which was kind of talked about in the car before. Was it in the car? It was somewhere. We're going to do like an Instagram picture for like the couple. So she posts this immediately. Nobu and fucking Yuki and yeah, cool. So still like friends with all of them in the stories. Gotcha. But she like posts this and then like immediately Kana pulls up. So she's like super stalking them. So yeah, this is evidence that they're a couple and now they bring up Tokyo Blade and they're all going to be in Tokyo Blade and it's going to be cool. So yeah, you hear that Lalala is involved in the production and then we probably go to the lowest moment in the episode. If you guys watch other things on my channel, you know I fucking hate it when we repeat content in the middle of an episode. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, we just shot for shot do like the thing I already know. So I'm going to skip to like here. Then hopefully it's done. Yeah, about here. Okay, it was about what I thought. It was a good like 40 seconds. Pretty bad. I've seen worse. It's fine. So yeah, you're going to play Princess Saya, who is white-haired lady. And you'll be playing Toki, who is blue-haired devil boy. These two like get together, or at least have the most romantic inclinations there. Look at this manga panel. It's very romantic. But there's a moon. Oh no, not the moon. I thought 2.5D audiences were normally in it for the guy-on-guy action. Now, I don't know about this because I've never heard about this. Is this normally something that is only done with some more BL adjacent stuff for a bit more of a female audience, right? So the manga features straight couples. Of course, many girls do look at it from the BL angle, which is natural with a lot of shonen. I've seen it time and time again. Don't even look as far as the currently airing Jujutsu Kaisen for more stuff there. Every week there's buzz around whether he'll end up with the heroine or his comrade, that being Toki, which is Aqua's character. Toki's comrade, who looks like this and has red hair, right? Who is Tsurugi. And yeah, we don't leave the audience hanging too long. Kana is cast as Tsurugi. So again, going at this from a weird gender-y level, right? Where we're having a female character play a male character, or excuse me, we have a female actress playing a male character in something that in a I guess normally pretty straight shonen-ish manga that is getting a 2.5D stage show that is normally a bit more of a BL thing. Weird. But sure, go for it. Upon further inspection, it seems like Tsurugi is just a female character. I know that Tsurugi, the word means sword, but I digress. Like, it seems like it's a female character, but they were talking about BL in the scene just before, so it kind of confused me. But looking at the character design, it's clearly female. And what I can infer from my quick Google, she is female. So ignore basically everything I just said. Thanks. You bring up some like Akane stuff in that, hey, you should stop posting where you are considering what has happened to Akane in the past, like when you are there. So that is bad. Don't do that because I am stalking you currently. And then we build up this. This feels like it comes out of nowhere, but while simultaneously feeling like it's always been there. And I really like it. It's a pure hatred the two have for each other, like built on history. Built on years of competition between each other. There's a true rivalry there that has only been intensified due to the person at the center of it being Aqua. I love how dramatic it is, like immediately. It's so good. Like everybody just changes who they are. Well, I mean, we've known Kana's always been kind of demented. It's cool seeing Akane do it, I guess. And again, I won't go frame by frame on the story here, but you've basically been in the acting thing for as long as Kana has. It started off early that Kana was the better actress, got all the roles, stole so many roles from you from a young age, whilst Kana was doing other stuff, basically. I was honing my craft and am now the current genius where she was the former genius, so, like, I've kind of one-upped her, but still there's, like, this weird competition thing going on here. Like, technically I've been cast in this thing, it's probably the biggest role of my career, and lo and behold, Kana's still just there based on circumstance. I don't think that she even knows about the whole Aqua thing yet, but it's certainly coming, and it's only going to intensify things even further. I find it very interesting that we're doing a shonen adaptation with this level of, like, shonen motivation and revenge and that kind of thing, right? These really, really strong feelings that are only, like, this intensity that you only really get in shonen, that I find a little bit silly sometimes, but it's great that we're reflecting it here. This is just fantastic. I really want to see this next arc. And again, making you a little bit more multifaceted. Like, not that you weren't, but this just more levels better, I think, right? Like, you've got this side to you that I didn't know you had. That's great. Very similar feelings on the other side, right? Probably the refuse to lose more around the Aqua side of it, considering that you have more information there. And again, I'll pose that same question as before. Is this how it's structured in the manga, or are we making some like only teasers to stuff because we need to end a season here? Either way, we get to see a bunch of different characters. I was wondering if this was Nobu, but I do not know. I do not know. You have pink hair. I don't think Nobu had pink hair. Who was the other guy? Melt? Are you Melt? Or is that somebody else? I don't know. Maybe you're just a different character. Who is you? Who is green-haired boy? I do not know. Green hair, green eyes. Somebody's giving me some frill vibes here. We have you. Maybe you're like the writer. You seem to be looking at a script. Graying hair, little bit of a beard. Probably been around the block a little bit. I don't know. We're getting a bunch of cute boys in it, right? because, you know, I think that's the vibe, right? I believe you are a mangaka. We may be bringing that angle into it again, much like the whole mild today, sweet today thing. And then um, you look like an actor, though. I was going to say that you're the director, but you look like an actor. I do not know. Before panning to the rest of the characters, you're still doing streaming, sure. Donating like little pieces of money, sure. Look at her go, she's amazing. Before we end on Ruby, who I still feel gets the raw end sometimes, right? Through the perspective of this crow, which is still very interesting. With this stuff from this dialogue, right? I was thinking that maybe you'll become an idol one day, Ruby. Yeah, through her eye and then clicks her eye, blinks her eye, and then sees Aqua, right? Clearly like flying around looking over them, maybe. But crows are normally an omen, right? An omen of death. Like a bad one. I don't know. But this at least, like, I just randomly started talking about, like, maybe Ai's reincarnated, and then maybe she has. So, I don't know. Is this anything? I do not know. Yeah, but, like, the crow looking over them and then hearing this dialogue? I don't know. Remember when this happened? That was fucking tragic. Anyway, maybe it isn't literally a crow. Maybe it's more metaphorical as, like, nature as a whole. Like, literally, like, one crow became, like, a human. I do not know. What is reincarnation? But yeah, basically this is just big epilogue stuff. We get a lot of like sweeping music, seeing what everybody's doing at this point in time. Episode ending with Aqua vowing to find what happened to Ai, everyone else doing their thing, leading towards this Tokyo Blade arc thing. We end the episode on whatever the hell this is. I didn't really get this, but whatever this bunny is that's dancing, and then we get some art of each of the characters, like here. Which for the record is quite good, if I can go back to it. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is quite good. So I guess that's just like more... I saw it as a little bit more filler. Like they needed to fit a slot, and they just put some stuff in here. But the start of the episodes is like production dense enough that would make sense, I think. Yeah, I think I'm all tuckered out. So some thoughts on the episode? Good. It did exactly its job, and was very cohesive and ended all the things that it should have ended and showed us some starting stuff for a new arc. It was quite good from that perspective. What do I think of the show overall? Very, very, very good again. Like, I think it's very cohesive, right? Let's talk about it from multiple perspectives, right? I think most people gravitate towards the story and how it twists and turns, and it's pretty interesting and shows a side of showbiz you don't normally see, and the character stuff being fairly strong, and it's well executed and pulls off its moments well. I'm leaning towards the theming. I think the theming is very, very strong between these arcs and helps the show to feel cohesive as a result. I'm also very low in my seat. That's a bit better. Okay. I feel like I slump down a lot during the reactions. Just get comfortable. Either way, like, yeah, the theming between, like, what is truth, what is a lie, what are the masks we wear to, perpetuate these lies or find out these real feelings or anything in between, right? What is a fan interaction love? What is a fan interaction hate? How does that form the me that exists right here, right now? All we are is human connections. What if I make a human connection with so many people that isn't even the real me? And again, like moving this into a more conventional love triangle is interesting because you've got the setups there around the different levels of deception and lie and knowledge between the characters that I think just fits into all the themes of the show very, very well, as well as kind of this dark side of Hollywood, I guess you would say, show business, where we're looking for whoever did this to Ai, or at least that's what we're theorizing. So yeah, I like the theming a lot. I think it's very, very well produced. I think Doga Kobo kicked it out of the park. I think the manga's really good backing it up, but I also think there's some good direction and shot selection to boot. Yeah, it's just a very good show. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sure you already know this. I'm very, very keen to see more, in whatever form that may be. Maybe I read the manga in my free time. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just leave it and keep watching this on the channel whenever that may come out. I have no clue on a release date for when they're doing new content, but I am happy to wait, make it as good as possible. We don't want a shitty second season. This show did very, very well in both, like, critically and money-wise, so there should be another very good sequel season upcoming. I haven't heard that the manga turns bad at all, so it just should be good. This is some good stuff. Thank you for recommending it. It's not like it was hard to find, but still, it's very good. And yeah, new poll. I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. I'm going to work in like 40 minutes, so I'm gonna like shut this down now and figure that out later, whenever that may be. Maybe I'll add something onto the end of the video. I don't know. But there will be a poll on the channel soon. Please look forward to it. And now I'm going to sign off because I need to go shower. But if you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation. Comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord. Love Discord. Discord. And yeah, thank you for recommending Oshi no Ko. I hope you guys watch other stuff on the channel in the future. Remember that this poll is available for anybody and everybody to vote on. So if you just saw this video and wanted to vote on the next thing, you're more than welcome to. But there'll be more details about that in due time. You'll see. But this is me signing off. Thank you again, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.